Hi, good morning. So first question is, are you joining the workshops that I run, the online workshops that will be discussing in detail all types of topics? So the one on Monday the 8th is inflation and interest rates. The one on Sunday the 7th, which is today, is sold out. The one on Monday the 8th is available if you want to join that. It's online, interactive. It'd be for around about 2 hours. And we'll go over inflation, interest rates, and how they impact markets. So that will be the workshop. We've got one on the 14th of April also, which is to do with Middle East war and how that impacts markets, how to trade in those circumstances. So we've got a lot of workshops. Also, we've got a mentorship program that we're running, which is you can join, and that includes one-to-ones, groups, community, interactive, a lot of learning. We've got 6 analysts on there. So that's also a good way of progressing when it comes to trading. A lot of signals, indicators, and analysis of what is moving and what is driving markets. So you've got that as well also on Instagram. We've got it on mentorship program. We've got YouTube. You can DM me for any comments, etc. So what I want to talk about today is what's happening effectively in the Middle East. So as far as the Middle East is concerned, the driver at the moment of the spread of international terrorism, the number one country, is the Iranian Islamic regime. So I don't want to say the Iranians because I've got lots of Iranian contacts and they're lovely, lovely people. But there is an agenda by Iran to push global extreme Islamic agenda and spread it around the world via terror. And they're using their proxies, whether it's in Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, Hezbollah, Hamas, or in addition to that, you've got the Houthis. Now, why is that important? And why am I talking about politics and terror? What's that got to do with financial markets when they're supposed to be? This is a summary analysis of financial markets, because you can't take away the link automatically between geopolitical tensions and financial markets. It's like going to a wedding with a jacket, tie on, and no trousers. It's quite simple. You can't avoid. I know there's a lot of pushback saying, why are you talking about geopolitics? Why are you pushing that? I'm not pushing geopolitics. I'm pushing an objective analysis of world events, which includes geopolitics. You can't avoid it. It's an intrinsic part of trading, intrinsic part of understanding macroeconomics and where the economy is going. And that's one of the reasons why I mention it. So all of those viewers who push back and say avoid talking about terrorism, avoid talking about geopolitics, whether it's about Israel, Iran, Hamas, I get you, I understand it, but it does have an impact overall on price of goods and overall on things that happen regarding movement of economies. So let's have a look at more into that Middle East. I'll be running a workshop on this on the 14th of April, as mentioned earlier, and you can join the workshop. Just have to register, send me a DM either on Instagram or here on YouTube and get you registered. So what is the issue at the moment? You've got Iran, which wants to take a revenge attack or retaliation attack on Israel. Why? Because they lost a number of their senior generals in a knockout blow by Israel on the Iranian adjacent building or consulate building next to the Iranian embassy last week. That was a direct hit. The Iranian generals thought that they were immune being in a consulate or a diplomatic ambassadorial building residence, and they weren't. So Israel will chase them down, that's for sure. They knocked them out, and that was a serious attack and a serious knockout in Damascus, Syria, where they thought they might have been safe. However, now Iran has vowed for retaliation all the way from the Khomeini at the top down to lower level generals who are saying there's going to be a heavy price paid. And there were reports on the US media, CBS, CNN and Fox, that the Iranians are now preparing for a significant, massive retaliation using attack drones and interballistic missiles. So Israel is on alert there. There will be some sort of retaliation. We don't know if it's going to be on a military side or civilian side, or they're going to attack just in the north of Israel, the whole of Israel, or they're going to attack Tel Aviv. But when they do attack, or if they attack, then Israel again will escalate and attack them back. If Iran fires directly from its own territory, that is a major escalation of a war. The likelihood is they won't do that. They're probably going to use one of their proxies in order to send a message to Israel. They use one of the proxies, which is a lower level retaliation, even though it could be significant. So take that into account. Where is that going to impact oil and gold? Well, oil and gold will rise as a result. Oil and gold are already trending up. Oil's been trending up for the last few months, and now you've got gold also at all-time highs. Remember, as the dollar gets weaker economically, what you're going to have is oil and gold rising up as well. So take that into account when trading commodities. As regards stock markets, well, stock markets will only fall if there's a direct attack on Israel from Iranian territory. They won't fall if there's proxies attacks. It'll just be seen as a continuation of the local regional war, and the markets have already discounted that, and they're not really affected by any regional war or any escalation in the regional war at the moment. It can be seen by markets rising, and the markets are mainly focused on cheaper money and cheaper interest rates. They're not really focused on global tensions, but global tensions will continue rising. At some stage there will be a turnaround, and if there is a significant escalation, then markets will fall, obviously reflecting that rise in political tensions. Just to recap again, got a workshop tomorrow on Monday the 8th of April, and I've got one on Sunday the 14th, and further workshops going through April and May. If you want to join them, you can either send a message on this YouTube or DM me on Instagram, and I'll be more than happy to get you registered.